The Dominic Carter Show. Entertaining and informative.
On the Red Apple Podcast Network.
And the number to reach me this hour, the Friday edition on this beautiful day, 800-848-9222. So the Presidential Center opened this week for King Obama in Chicago. So now he has his Presidential Center. And maybe it'll put a dent in the black-on-black crime problem. I don't think so. But the king, sire, has his presidential center. And in anticipation of that, he sat down with former First Lady Michelle Obama. And they sat down with ABC News. I don't know what the former First Lady's problem is. I mean, after all, the FBI didn't go through her personal belongings like President Trump's wife, like Melania Trump, the current First Lady. But Michelle Obama is angry. And it's the number one reason why I told you folks repeatedly that she would never run for president, because she simply doesn't have the temperament. So she's sitting there, right? And I am the master at lightning round questions. You have a lot of imitators that do now what I used to do in debates. And the reason why we did it is because when you force a politician to give a one-word answer, it's very telling into their personality. They can't lie with a million words. Or if they lie, it's so bad that it becomes obvious. So Robin Roberts of Good Morning America sits Obama down and the former First Lady. So you have the king and the former First Lady sitting there. And I want you to listen to this. And Michelle Obama, she is one angry sister.
One word to describe your next chapter. One word.
Fun.
Me. That's what you call drop the mic.
Yeah. You know what? You seem to be grading her higher on her answer.
So, reading between the lines, Robin Roberts didn't know what to say, so she had to give the First Lady cover in front of the king. And she says, that's a drop the mic moment. What do you say if you're doing the interview? You have the former First Lady sitting there, angry Michelle Obama, and she says, it's about her. Next. Wow. 800-848-9222. You listen to this program. Oh, and by the way, folks, right now in the World Cup, right now, the USA is playing Australia as we speak. The number to reach us is 800-848-9222. So I want to talk about something that I have discussed quite a bit. Caitlin Clark in terms of the WNBA. Right? And she happens to be a white player, dominant in the WNBA, the Women's Professional League. The Women's Professional League, I would say, is about 80% African American and 70 to 80% gay. And then you have Caitlin Clark come along, and she does miracles for the league, but the other quote-unquote ladies don't like her because they're jealous of her, right? And you can say whatever you want, folks. I'm going to keep it real with you right now. This white girl can ball. It doesn't matter what her race is. She is that good. But the African-American female athletes don't like it, right? So she's getting the marketing dollars. And, of course, it's always an excuse. And I want you to get an example, right? And then I'm going to tell you about some lollipops that I just received in the mail. I won't say who it's from, but it's so nice. I got some lollipops I talked about the other day on air, folks, right? I discussed that when I went to the dermatologist, I demanded my lollipop, and they gave one to me. And so now I have 3 packs of lollipops. One says Zollipops. Vitamin C, 0 sugar, 2 of those. And then I also have here in front of me a Zaffy Taffy with 0 sugar. So thank you. That's so kind of you folks. But I want to go back to Caitlin Clark, and then I'm going to start with your calls, Catherine in Rockland County in a moment, 800-848-9222. But Caitlin Clark, how she is beat up in the league and nobody says anything. And now this is an imaginary conversation. Let's pretend for a second I'm Caitlin Clark's agent and I'm talking to her privately, right? I would say, Caitlin, we got to do something. They're beating you up on the court. And she would say, Dominic, I can't say anything because, political correctness. If I say a single word and I'm white, then I'm racist, and then they're going to make it 3 times harder on me. So I just have to take it and deal with it. That's what I would imagine Caitlin Clark, her response would be. Notice she never really responds to being attacked night after night. So you have that tank in the WNBA by the name of Brittany Griner. That's the one that was locked up in Russia. They found some apparent weed in her bag when she was coming back. Brittany Griner, I don't want to have a debate of whether or not that's really a man, but oh my God, I would be afraid to, on a pick, run into Brittany Griner because she looks like a wall standing there, and she's built like a man. And then she took those pictures poolside with her wife, and she doesn't have on a shirt, and she's out there poolside looking buff. Now this is a woman with no shirt on, no breasts, and this is the world that we live in. But listen to this recent game for Caitlin Clark, how much the physical abuse she has to deal with on the court.
Brittany, I'm going to need you to chill out, girl. This is from the game the other night. So she pushes Caitlin. Look at this. And Caitlin gets called for the foul. So Caitlin's like, whatever. This is ridiculous, man. You know what? I'm going to go shoot a 3-pointer. Be right back. Caitlin hits a 3. And then Brittany does it again. She stands there like a wall, pushes Caitlin. Caitlin falls to the floor and just lays there. And the ref doesn't call it, doesn't say anything, just lets her lay on the floor and lets the game keep going. So by this point, when Caitlin gets up, she is not happy. She's like, are you kidding me? Are you like a rookie ref? What is going on? Did you not see me laying there? Did you not see Brittany throwing me around?
And so that's a bit of a color commentary in terms of Caitlin Clark ran into the wall of Brittany Griner. And Brittany Griner is a woman that looks like a man, that is built like a man, takes off her shirt poolside, and does not have breasts. But I don't know what to say. I don't ask me. I don't know. Let's start with your telephone calls. Line 1, Catherine in Rockland County, New York. Catherine, what's on your mind?
Oh, my God, Dominic, I'm so nervous to talk to you. Oh,
why?
First-time caller.
Wonderful.
I listen to you every day. I'm lucky enough on the way to work. I listen to the 3 o'clock show. Then at midnight, I listen on the way home. Oh, my gosh. You're such an inspiration to people, to everybody, where you've come from, what you've accomplished, your whole family. I love you. Okay.
Oh, Catherine, thank you. Hey, I'm going to say what I always say. Did you catch it, Catherine? Did you catch it?
Yes, I did. Absolutely.
The love that I just sent right back to you. It just went right back to you, Catherine.
Thank you. I caught the Dominic bug. That's what I thought you meant. I have the Dominic bug.
Oh, you're so nice.
Wait, Dominic, I laughed. Can I say my ass off? Am I allowed to curse?
Go ahead.
On the way home last night when you called that woman a pork chop lady, I laughed all the way home.
Well, hey, God. Catherine, but notice I haven't talked about it yet because I'm confused. Catherine, I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say, right? In my day, Catherine, let me just bring everybody else up to speed. So you got 2 women up on a flagpole, right? Like a street light. And you got Miss Porkchop with the derriere of 20 people, and she's on top, and you got the petite woman on the bottom. The one with the big derriere slips and falls down, hits the one on the bottom, her accidentally steps on her hand. So the Miss Porkchop comes down, yanks the girl down, WWE style, and then the petite girl comes up behind Miss Porkchop and pulls her shorts down, and we see this thong that is swallowed literally by her cheeks. And then the petite girl pulls down her thong, and so we see her backside plus her vagina, the rear of her vagina, and you got 100 men standing there, and then she starts twerking on something she was twerking on. But Catherine, I don't understand, Catherine. I'm confused these days, Catherine.
That's okay, because you know what? You were looking for one word to describe the people, and it's really hard to describe in one word, but I thought about this. I think it's just ignorance. People don't want to learn. They don't want to be informed. They just want to stick to their usual, comfortable, lazy ways. And if they would be informed, they could rise above that. But some people don't want to, and I don't know why. Instead, they'll be jealous their whole lives, and there's no reason to be jealous. If you work hard, anybody can achieve and get what you're looking at, what other people have. Just stop for a minute, be informed, work a little harder, and work your way up out of that little hole you're in. Right?
Catherine, I couldn't have said it better. But Catherine, just help me out. I wasn't going to mention pork chop today. I really wasn't. In my day, young ladies would be embarrassed at their entire backside being out, plus their vagina, where men could see it, right, from the back. And she was proud of it. How did we get to this point?
I can't explain it either. And I work in the Bronx. You can just imagine what I see.
I can imagine the stories you could tell.
Yes. And I don't know how to explain that. We've just lost our values. There's zero values anymore. And I guess it's like beautiful to be big and show everything off. I don't know. Zero values. Zero. None.
But with a backside like that, she had the backside for 10 women.
I don't want to tell you what we call that at work because it's not nice, but that's really bad. It's how could anyone, even men, find that attractive? That's my issue.
Well, Catherine, yeah. men will stick, for lack of a better word, anything that moves. So wait a minute, before I go to break, you got to tell me the word that you use at work, as long as it's not profanity. What's the word, Catherine?
It's bad. It's called stank ass.
Oh, and it's so accurate. Carlos just raised his thumb up. It's accurate. Yeah, ew, yeah, but it's so true. And I love that term. Catherine, thank you for the wonderful call. Bless you in Rockland County, and we wish you the best and enjoy this beautiful day. Thank you, Catherine.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. So you heard what Catherine called it. One woman describing. I wasn't even going to talk about Miss Porkchop that was twerking with her backside showing and everything that God and her mama gave her. I wasn't going to mention it, but you heard what Catherine just called it. Stank, you know what. On that note, it is time for a break. We see all of your calls. 800-848-9222.
The Dominic Carter Show. Entertaining and informative.
On the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Retired NYPD Officer Sherry just contacted me to tell me that the USA in the World Cup game that's ongoing right now against Australia, the USA is winning 1-0. So that's great news. Go USA. I want you to listen for a second here. We're going back to your telephone calls. I want you to listen to the podcast of Julian Michaels pleading with Democrats not to nominate pretty boy Gavin Newsom for president.
This man becomes their nominee. The devastation and the chaos that has landed and wrought havoc upon California under his rule will become a nationwide problem. And it doesn't matter if you don't like Trump. If you're on the left and you don't like Trump and you're like, yeah, well, look what happened with Trump. It's irrelevant. It doesn't matter. It has nothing to do with whether or not Gavin Newsom becomes president. And I am here to tell you, as a refugee of California who is now living in Wyoming, do not make this your problem. Don't do it, because it really, really sucks. I promise.
So Newsom being interviewed the other day on MS Now, and his wife panics when a question is thrown her way.
They're just incredible role models, and their values are American values, and we need to revive those and provide hope to everybody.
We heard from the governor, but we haven't heard from you yet about this investigation. What do you want to say?
I'm just so grateful for this inspiration and leadership. We need more of this.
Hey, this is stuff that happens in other countries. That's all I'll say. Happens in other countries. Who wants to go after me, go after me.
It's nice to see both of you. Madam First Lady, it's great to see you. Thank you, Governor. Thanks. Thanks a lot. Katie, I mean, when you look around, everybody is down here.
Duck, and I got to be straight with you. Newsom's wife seems like she's worse than he is when it comes to ambition. Line 2, David in New Jersey. What's on your mind, David?
David, hi, Dominic. I just want to point out how important this Caitlin Smith or Caitlin Clark situation is. Caitlin Clark.
You're talking about Caitlin Clark, right? You said Caitlin Smith.
I'm talking about Caitlin Clark, the basketball player,
okay,
who is transformative. Dominic, she is the greatest scorer in the history of college basketball, boy or girl. She beat Pistol Pete Maravich's record, and that stood since the 1950s. And a lot of people don't talk about that. She's also added 20 or 25% to the revenue of the WNBA. I don't know exactly what the figure is, but all teams are flying more often to their locations than they had before because of the income that has been generated by the Caitlin Clark effect.
So why are the other players so jealous of her?
Well, they are, and they shouldn't be. You know, it's like Larry Doby and Jackie Robinson. If they were being treated like this today by the white players, and they were, by the way, it would be front page news, and it was back then in the 1940s because I was alive. I was a little boy. But this is... So
is all of this because she's a white ball player in a black league?
I think it's all because, right, it's all out of jealousy. It's all jealousy. And I'd like to see her coach and her fellow players stand up for her more than they do. I mean, I don't.
Or is it a gay thing because she's straight and 80% of the league is gay?
Yeah, that could be part of it, but I think it's definitely jealousy, and the reasons could be that she's white. The reason could be that she's straight, but it also could be that she's non-conformative. You know, she's not the lesbian black girl that dominates the league. But
right. Hey, David, thank you for the call. I got to take a break. Hey, WNBA, I'm sorry. You need to make them wear some makeup. They need something. Makeup, makeup, makeup. We're coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show. Entertaining and informative.
On the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Daylight, they converge on it very quickly.
Up on Chircotti, Balogun to the byline, Balogun into the middle, dead! It's the United States once again on the board early! Ricardo Pepi was in, was it perhaps last off the defender? Who cares? It's 1-0 U.S.
Goal! Goal! The USA scoring right now against Australia, still winning the game. I'm trying to get into soccer, but soccer in World Cup... it's not American. The other day, folks, I'm in Secaucus. Whenever you ride New Jersey Transit, the hub where you change for whichever direction you're going is in Secaucus. And there are 4 main areas to go to different areas of New Jersey and parts of New York. And you look up and guess there's this huge photo of guess who? The governor of the great state of New Jersey, Mikey Sherrill. A beautiful photo of her. Oh, isn't that just amazing? And while the people are here from all over the world, it's just like in Atlanta. When you go to the airport, you hear the mayor's voice. You hear the voice of Governor Mikey Sherrill. Isn't that just wonderful? You know, the one that sides with the people, the ICE, that are protesting against ICE. That one, looking at my Twitter at my ex, the lovely Liz Rosenblatt, says the word we are looking to describe those maniacs who are moralists would be trash. You know, Liz, that's as close as I've come. But I got to be honest with you folks. You can't say, I'm not talking about all black people. I'm talking about maybe 3% that act the fool. Okay? we can't say the word trash with the black community because that's racist. Even if it's coming from a black host, it's racist. Even if I'm from the same community that they're from, it's racist. So we have to tiptoe. What was that? Tiptoe around a lily pond or some song or whatever. I don't know why these things just pop up in my mind these days. I don't know if it's because it's Friday. I don't know if it's because it's hot outside. But what I do know is I'm holding up Zaffy Taffy. And that was sent to me, I believe, for my birthday. And it's taffy that's sugarless. And I'm holding up here 2 packs of Zolly Keto Pops with no sugar. Vegan or gluten-free, dye-free, delicious. Natural fruit, 0 fruit flavors, 0 sugar. Oh, thank you very much. Dominic Carter here with you folks. 800-848-9222. Is it hot enough for you? Well, here's what we know. That after the Knicks celebration, I'm walking around yesterday, everybody had on the New York Knicks, males, females, everybody, the New York Knicks. And then what happens in Times Square just hours later? This happens in Times Square.
A terrifying scene in the heart of Times Square. The sound of gunshots sending people scattering in one of the most congested parts of New York City. Police say 1 person is in custody and no injuries at this time. The dramatic incident coming just hours after what the NYPD called its biggest planned operation ever. Securing Lower Manhattan for the Knicks parade after the team's first title in more than 50 years. A New York crowd coming out by the millions, flooding the streets with Broadway jammed shoulder to shoulder right along the parade route. Subways teeming and people just trying to sneak a peek. Other fans turned away hours before the parade even began because of crowds. The NYPD says an estimated 2 million people attended.
And so that's from NBC. So I'm going to get to the migrants and the illegals, time permitting, but I want to get to some. We see all your telephone calls. I want to get to some of them. So it appears that one of the ring leaders, the organizers of that WFC event at the White House that tried to terrorize the event, well, he's a DACA recipient. It also turns out that 11 of 15 people charged in a $1.4 million food stamp ring in Massachusetts, they are illegal aliens. Tell us something we don't already know. Let's go back to your telephone calls. Let's go to Patty, line 5, Long Island. Patty, what's on your mind?
Hi, Dominic. How are you?
I'm good, and I hope you're well.
I am, thank you. I'm just surprised that the news did not have anything of the EMT from East Orange, New Jersey, who saved the life of that man who was on the building that was unconscious. I'm really shocked. It's on Instagram. I can give you the name of the guy who videoed the whole thing. I mean, he went up there even though the cop told him no. He just didn't care. He went up there. And luckily there were a lot of people that went up to help, and they got him down, and they actually had to bring in a gurney because they couldn't get an ambulance in to take him.
Okay, so wait, Patty, please forgive me. Did this happen during the parade? I don't know what you were referring to.
It did. It was not covered at all. I happened to see it on Instagram.
Okay, so what? I don't know what happened.
There was a man laying on the roof, and apparently somebody in the crowd saw that he was
on a rooftop or on the roof of a car?
Not on a car. It was a part of a building. It wasn't very high up, but it was high up enough to climb. I don't know exactly where it was.
So it was a building that was a couple of stories?
It wasn't really a building. It was like a ledge kind of thing.
Okay.
And when the guy saw him and said something, and he started to climb up, and the cop told him no as he was halfway up, and he said, you know it, and he continued to go up, and he kind of tried to shake him, but it didn't work. And as that happened, other people saw what was going on. Somebody passed up a bottle of water. They wet him with water. That didn't help. And luckily, this EMT, who happened to be sitting on a garbage truck from East Orange, New Jersey, happened to come up. She saw him, diagnosed him, gave him Narcan, and he came to. And she was able to save him.
Okay, so it was a drug overdose?
Yes, probably because they used Narcan, yes.
Right.
I can give you the name of
No, Patty, I don't mean to sound like I'm not sensitive to it, but okay, that's one out of a million stories that occurs every single day. Why it wasn't covered, I don't know if it didn't go out on the scanner where the media could pick it up. Oftentimes, that's how we find out, because we monitor the scanners of EMS and law enforcement. Why it wasn't picked up by others, I don't know. Maybe because resources were stretched thin in terms of covering the parade. I'm just glad that the guy is okay. Patty, thank you for the great call. Let's go to Angie, line 2, Long Island. What's going on, Angie?
Hi, Dominic. I have a good word. Maybe the word you're looking for is parasite, human parasite. Because they're here just
parasite.
to feed off the members
I
of
kind of
society.
like that.
They're just
As I said last night, if it were up to me, I would go with monkeys. But if I said monkeys, my wife would say, that's racist. You can't say that. And then, and monkeys don't even behave in the way that these fools do. So it would be unfair to monkeys. I just don't have the right term. And I've been trying to figure this out for almost 2 or 3 months. I don't have super predator. That's kind of corny. We've been there, done that in Biden, Hillary's day. Because some of them are not predators. They're just downright stupid, stuck on stupid, with no upbringing, no values, no anything. So you said parasite, Angie, right?
A parasite, a human parasite. They're just here to feed off the good members of society. They don't want to know.
No, I like that.
They wouldn't have it. They wouldn't have it any other way. And you just don't breed thoroughbreds from jackasses. And I don't mean to be aloof, but that's just the way it is. They wouldn't have it any other way.
Okay, so wait. So human parasites that are here to leech off of all the rest of us?
Good members, contributing members of society. That's the way it is. That's the way I see it. And they would.
So Angie, I don't want to get stuck on it. But Angie, you're a teacher, correct?
Correct.
So Angie, can you explain that video to me of these 2 young ladies, and then the petite young lady pulls at her shorts come down. We see her, and she's got on a thong, but you can barely see the thong because it's all up in, and then the thong comes down, and she's grinding on the. I don't understand. I don't understand, Angie. Please help me.
Well, the bottom line is that just shows it's just a pure display of poor upbringing and ignorance and attention seeking in any way, shape, or they don't care. Did you notice, though, the good part was that not a lot of people were paying them mind, and that was a good thing. Because normally I'd see guys jumping around and videotaping.
Yes.
She really didn't get the attention she was looking for, which was good.
Right. Hey, Angie, shouldn't that have told this young lady something? We literally see your vagina, and men are standing there looking at you like you're crazy. Nobody's doing anything until they started fighting on the floor, and then they broke them up. She's twerking where we can see what she's shaking what her mama gave her, and nobody's going, yeah, nobody's responding. You're right. The men were looking at her like, huh? What's wrong with you?
I think that's a good thing. I think that's actually the only positive thing about that video was that she wasn't getting the attention she wanted. But sadly, no one's really shocked by it. And it's just, it's got to be the pure, poor upbringing, and like people say, social media, blah, blah, blah. She probably has no self-reflection whatsoever because she doesn't have the common sense to have any. And, we all know where she'll end up, and it's just sad. She's just a statistic, and it's just sad.
So you said human parasite, but I can't see myself. That's too many words. I need something short, sweet, to the point. But human parasite.
Just a parasite, just someone, that just takes and takes and takes and, just sucks the life out of people.
I really do like monkeys better, but, I guess I can't say that. Oh, it's racist. It's racist. You can't say that. It's racist. But Angie, monkeys don't perform that way.
Listen, that would be an insult to primates. Don't do that. Monkeys are a lot smarter. Trust me.
Right. Right. They really are. They really are.
They They are.
Hey, Angie, thank
it's
you
just-
for the wonderful call, and don't let this hot weather get to you. We know you're working this summer teaching, but don't let it get to you. You got to hang in there. Thank you. Let's go to line 1. Gerald, Riverhead, good afternoon. What's on your mind, sir?
Hey, Dominic. Listen, I was sucking on a lollipop earlier, and by all by all accounts, it came from my dentist. By all means.
So you got yours from your dentist. Mine came from the dermatologist.
Well, mine came from my dentist. I'm wondering why he would give me a lollipop, but I thought of you. However, my point is, we are evolving to a generation of free. There is no more working for it. They look to the illegals and see what they're receiving and say, why not me? And we have a mayor that believes in that. It makes me sick when he says New Yorkers. What New Yorkers is he referring to? All New Yorkers. What New Yorkers is he referring to when he says all New Yorkers? Or is it the citizens, or is it the illegals?
You raise an excellent point there. You really do. The one thing I love is the owner of the Knicks, James Dolan. Boy, does he have Mom Donnie's number, and he's not going for the nonsense. It's clear that James Dolan does not like Mom Donnie, and James Dolan is boys with President Trump, and James Dolan has every right to do this. He's taking his championship team to the White House. Hey, Gerald, great point there. Thank you very much. Let's go to Lauren, line 3, New Jersey. Lauren, what's on your mind?
Hi, Dominic. You wanted a short word that might sum up the situation. How about calling them scum?
Scum. That's pretty good. Scum. I like that one, too. That's good. Why do you say scum?
Well, I just think it characterizes people like that perfectly. So, and please don't use any animal names, because the poor animals don't deserve it. They don't behave like that. You know, I mean, with the animals, it's instinct, and they do what they do for a reason. That's how they live. So sometimes we think, well, it's rough, but it's how animals are. But these are human beings, and they're totally uncivilized.
Are you sure about that? You sure that we're talking about human beings? Are you sure about that, Lauren?
Well, yeah, Dominic, it's all very very upsetting. It's very upsetting. So,
hey, yeah. Lauren, I got to take a break. Thank you for the great call. I'm throwing shade, folks. When I go, that means that I want to say something else, but I don't want to end up in trouble. So the best thing I can do is just go, It's throwing shade, the Dominic Carter style, on this beautiful Friday. Time for a break. We are coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show, entertaining and informative.
On the Red Apple Podcast Network.
And the Tunnel to Towers Foundation final thoughts of the day. Go! The U.S. scores again against Australia in the World Cup. I have no idea what all of this means. Philippe is one of the guys around here. This is the guy that he's telling me all day, Dominic, you can't say this, you can't say that. I said, Philippe, I want to call these animals monkeys. Dominic, you can't call them monkeys. No, you can't do it. You can't do it. So, Philippe, real quick, before I go to Lamar in Atlanta, what does this mean with the U.S. against Australia if they win?
If they win this game, they essentially are guaranteed to move on to the knockout stages. And in the knockout stages, it's like March Madness, one game elimination. You know, you mess up once and you're out, you're going home.
Now, are they only playing in the U.S. or are they playing all over the world right now?
The tournament's all in U.S., Canada, Mexico, but predominantly in the U.S.
So that's why this is a big deal?
I mean, it's a big deal regardless, but usually in the U.S. it's not that big of a deal, but now it's a bigger deal in the U.S. because of it.
Okay, so I got a bone to pick with you, sir. I didn't see you yesterday with a New York Knicks jersey on, but you got on some Brazil jersey right now. What's up with that?
I'm it's one team I'm supporting, one team I'm not. So I'm gonna rock the two.
Okay. Well, thank you, Philippe. Carlos, why are you laughing so hard? And why is Philippe telling me I can't use the term monkey? I mean, don't deal with the monkey thing, but why are you laughing so hard?
I'm laughing because of the whole Knicks thing, because he's been salty since his team lost in the Western Conference Finals.
And his team is OKC?
What?
What's his team? OKC?
OKC, yes.
Oh, yeah, they weren't even in the championship,
They weren't even in the championship, Dominic, yeah.
So you're just pouring that salt all in the wound.
Yeah, whatever.
Guys, thank you. Yeah, whatever, right? Thank you, guys, and thank you for the wonderful job. Even though you tell me you can't say this, you can't say that, you can't say this. Lamar in Atlanta, line 3, what's on your mind?
How y'all doing, Mr. Dominic? We're going to make it short and sweet because that's what the doctor ordered. We out here looking for a skip and we ain't got time. Why don't you just call him with that great man that everybody out here in radio land hold in high regard and admire? He's a close friend and confidant to no less a personage than the greatest man alive in the world today, President Donald John Trump. And we talking about the one and only Mr. John Catsimatidis. Just call him what they is. Call him Gorilla, Sideshow Gorillas.
Sideshow Gorillas? I like that.
Monkey, you can't use monkey because that's not PC like you said, but call them what Mr. Catsimatidis calls. Call them gorillas. Sideshow gorillas. Thank you, Mr.
Sideshow gorillas. I like that. I like that. Hey, Lamar, I know it's hot in Atlanta, but thank you for the telephone call. Let's go to line 1, Maria in New Jersey. Maria, what's on your mind?
Hi, Dominic. I love your show. It's a terrible name, but bottom feeders.
I like bottom feeders. I like that. And that means exactly what in this case?
Low status, unintelligent, ignorant, that kind of thing.
But I don't know. I kind of like what Lamar just said. Sideshow gorillas. Is that? Can I say that, Maria? What do you think?
I don't know. You don't know?
You don't know?
Yeah. That
and so
might not be a good one.
You said bottom feeders. Are you shocked at any of this behavior, Maria?
Yes, of course. It's embarrassing. It's insulting, not only for them, but for those who are watching that feel uncomfortable, seeing something like that, So that's what I was thinking.
Well, thank you for that, Maria. Jimmy Fontanez, Staten Island, says a word we used back in the day was bums. Jimmy, I know you street smart. I know you and Helen know what time it is. That's too good a word for these low lifes. Let's go to Eric in Wawa, New Jersey, line 2. Eric, what's on your mind?
Hey, Dominic. I remember I met you in ShopRite. Listen, you can call them street baboons or ghetto baboons. But I grew up with the brothers.
I like those terms. I really do.
I know. I grew up with the brothers, and we never called each other the right. I mean, I'm Spanish. I'm Puerto Rican. They never called me spick, wop, or anything, and I never used the N-word against them. And to this day, I'm intolerant. But you can.
So wait, Eric. I'm out of time. What are the terms again? Quickly. What are the terms?
Street baboons or ghetto baboons. That's it.
Ghetto baboons, folks. Never forget. That's the commitment America made on 9/11. You can honor it by donating $11 a month to the Tunnel to Towers and amplify your impact with a car or land donation. Go to T2T.org. T2T.org. Have a great weekend.
Thanks for listening to The Dominic Carter Show. You can hear The Dominic Carter Show weekdays at 3 p.m. and Monday through Thursday at midnight and Sunday starting at 11 p.m. on 77 WABC. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder.
What the heck is going on here?